Good morning, YouTubians. It's Kermit's Ghost and Pugs, and we are going to be watching number 9 on the cult movie poster, and that title is Terminator, the original 1984-1985. He lived in the UK, action sci-fi directed by James Cameron. Let's pop it on and see what we think. First, cup of tea. So who is in the Terminator? Well, it stars none other than Arnold Sweaty Knickers there as the Terminator. It stars Michael Biehn as Kyle Reese, Linda Hamilton as Sarah Connor. It stars Earl Bowen as Dr. Silberman. I'm going to mention these two because I think they're important. Lance Henriksen as Volkerich, I think his name was, I'm not sure. Paul Winfield as Traxler. They're the two police officers that got great chemistry. And it also stars a very young, rest in peace, Bill Paxton as the punk leader. Now the plot of this film is quite a simple one, and I think that adds to its advantage. There's only one subplot in this film, and I'll get to that later. The story is Arnold Schwarzenegger, who is a Terminator, a cyborg, like killing machine. He is sent from the future back to the 80s to kill Sarah Connor. Why, you may ask? Well, I'll tell you. Sarah Connor will eventually have a child, John Connor, and he will grow up and lead the resistance to kill off the machines that have taken over and enslaved mankind in the future. However, the humans have sent back Michael Biehn's character, Kyle Reese, a soldier in the resistance, to protect Sarah Connor. So you've got two people sent back, one to kill, one to protect. All this is unbeknownst to Sarah Connor, who is just going about her day as a waitress. She knows through the news that 2 Sarah Connors have been killed that day, and they're calling it, or they think the police are calling it, the phone book killers. This is when we meet Lance Henriksen and Paul Winfield. One's a detective, one's his boss, and they are kind of running the Sarah Connor phone book killer case. And they're trying to get hold of Sarah Connor, the last one in the phone book, played by Linda Hamilton, and try and put her in protective custody. Now these two guys have got great chemistry, and I'm surprised nobody gave them their own TV show because they are brilliant on screen together. So they tell Sarah Connor, after trying to get hold of her, eventually get hold of her, and they tell her to go to somewhere public where they're sure she'll be safe. And she does. She goes to a disco, and this is where the Terminator catches up with her, because various little things that go on in the film, he catches up with her there, and so does Kyle Reese. All 3 main characters are in the same room together, and this is where it kicks off. So our 3 characters are in this nightclub unbeknownst to each other. You've got the Terminator, Kyle Reese and Sarah Connor. The Terminator is there to kill Sarah Connor, but Kyle Reese is there to protect her, and just as the Terminator is about to open fire on Sarah, Kyle takes him out with a sawn-off shotgun, and they escape. But the Terminator, being the Terminator, he just gets up and starts chasing them into the alley, and a car blows up, and the Terminator is quite scorched. He's got no eyebrows left, and his hair's like left in a mullet. So after a short, spectacular chase, you have Sarah Connor and Kyle Reese in one car, and you have the Terminator, who has apprehended a police car, in another. Now at this point, Kyle Reese has explained to Sarah that he is from the future and he's there to protect her, and he's told her that the Terminator, and why he's out to kill her, is out there, and he's never going to give up until she is dead. So just a few moments later, Kyle Reese and Sarah Connor are back in a chase with the Terminator. He's in a police car. There's a lot of shooting, and the Terminator is sent crashing into the wall, and Kyle Reese and Sarah Connor stop their car, but they are promptly arrested and taken back to the police station. So while Sarah Connor and Kyle Reese are arrested and taken back to the police station, the Terminator, having been injured after hitting the wall at high speeds, hobbles back to his apartment to make repairs on his arm and eye. Now I have to say, when he's in the apartment and he's repairing his arm, the effects are pretty good. They are pretty good considering they were made back in 1984. However, the face is odd, to say the least. Now I'm not saying it's a bad thing, because that was what was available at the time, and you can forgive it in a way. But yeah, it's a bit dated. So something I forgot to mention, I'll mention it now, is when the Terminator comes through time at the start of the film, they arrive in this like spherical time warp thing, electricity everywhere, but they are starkers, absolutely no clothes. I don't know, cloth can't go through time apparently. Anyway, but so they have to find clothes and weapons to fit in. Carl Reese finds an old pair of trousers off a hobo and he pinches a jacket. Schwarzenegger, old sweaty knickers himself, he's walking along looking for someone of equal size because he's a Terminator, and he happens across a group of punks at an observatory, and the leader of the punks is played by Bill Paxton. Not a big role for him. I think it was only probably starting out on his career. Dog snoring, but I just thought I'd mention Bill Paxton is in this film as well. So Sarah Connor and Carl Reese are now at the police station. They've told Sarah that her roommates are dead and they think it's the phone book killer looking for Sarah, and she'll be safe at the police station. And they're interviewing Carl Reese because they think he's a nutter, because Earl Bowen, the Dr. Silberman, he's like a clinical psychiatrist, and he has told them that Carl Reese is an absolute lunatic, as you would, because he's telling everybody that he's from the future and he's there to protect Sarah from a Terminator. Now, Earl Bowen, Dr. Silberman, he's about to go home, and the Terminator knows that Sarah's there, so he enters the police station asking for Sarah Connor, and he gives that one line, that great one-liner, "I'll be back," which he does within about 30 seconds. He goes, gets in the car, drives through the police station, and shoots everybody dead. However, Carl Reese and Sarah Connor escape unharmed, and they go off to hide away from the Terminator. Now the Terminator is resourceful, and he knows where Sarah Connor's parents live. He goes to the cabin, kills them both, and waits for a phone call from Sarah to say that she's safe, finds out where she is, and then he goes looking for her again where she thinks that she's safe in a little motel. Now I did tell you earlier there was a subplot in the film, and the subplot is who is the father of Sarah Connor's unborn child, John Connor, who goes on to lead the resistance. Well, I won't tell you the answer to that. You will probably guess during the film, and that is where I will leave the plot. So did I enjoy the Terminator? In short, yes I did. I know the effects are a little bit ropey in a couple of scenes, but there are some practical effects that are really good and hold up today. I think the tension holds well with this. The picture quality on this is brilliant as well. For a film this old and probably shot on a budget, even though it's James Cameron, I thought whilst watching this, the attention was still there, even though I've seen this over a dozen times, easily. One of the best Terminator films, this one and the second one. I think most people think that anyway, but I would give this film a good 8.5. I would probably give it more if the effects were cleaned up a bit, but I'd give it an 8.5 out of 10 because it still holds up today. 8.5, yeah, I think that's a fair score. So that is it. Do you agree with my score? What's your favourite Terminator film? Is it this one? Is it the second? Is it Genesis? Leave a comment down below. I will get back to you, I promise. Give it a thumbs up. That really does help the channel. And subscribe if you haven't. It's all free. Why wouldn't you? And if you do subscribe, hit the bell in the corner to get notifications of further videos. All that's left to say is thank you so much for choosing my channel today and watching my video. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.